Just another situation of malfunction with an electronic device or program. Shout outs right at the same time or a few seconds afterwards. There was the same situation happening from the same building. 3 different companies. Abraham, the people that moved in after Abraham's, which has been years ago, and then these guys here. So it'd have to be the shop owner because they're renting that shop, as far as I know, unless it's sold out. And as far as the auditor's papers say, it's not sold out. It's January 12th, 2019, 2:52 p.m. With the electronic jamming, I'm almost damn sure, without 100% saying, yeah, I know they have it. Someone else has said they've had it, and that goes for Abraham's. Started then, and then it went into the new guys that was there the last time, which was kind of nicer because they was kind of mouthy at 1 minute, but then they was explaining somebody else is telling them to be mouthy. Anyways, with that being said, then the third group comes in, and now there's also problems. So I'll have to associate a community situation, and it being the shop owner, the actual building property owner, giving them access to these devices. It would be unbelievable for all 3 companies to be associated, except for community type of connectivities, and knowing that I'm the targeted individual and them targeting me, which is also basically included with the situation already iterated. But I will blame and wipe crap on the last company that iterated just that. You know, where they used to work off of like another street up here, Main Street, that I walked by years ago. They moved in and they made it out that they already knew me, which they don't know me. These guys, they worked off, I do believe, from another area of, I won't even say town, it's walkable distance. It's a little farther out walkable distance, but it's walkable distance. Probably about 20 blocks from here. Might be less, either way. Another part of the west side bottoms, or west side because it's out of the bottoms, Columbus, Ohio. Anyhow, and their stuff, like they know me. And then coming back to community, it's community affairs. I mean, everybody knows everybody. I hate to tell you, well, you never treated me right to know everybody, so you can take your hee-haw show down the road. Thank you, people. But anyways, a lot of with that. Trying to stop myself, think of something good enough to say besides knowing almost down for a fact the shop owner themselves is a part of the community relations there, and probability of organized crime or organized community situations without it being legalized stuff. I had a laptop. I was down at somebody else's house. These guys are playing with the homosexual organized crime agenda that I've been trying to push out myself. But basically, is it support, or are they ridiculing and acting like it's support? Basically, is it backstabbing type of situation? Somebody being there friendly, trying to get whatever type of value, and then to destroy that in any which way that they can, which basically is what it is. With that being said, the other house is only 4 houses down from here. Those people were gay. I had to move in with them to a point, and I have to watch myself because I'm always regulated with somebody sticking their nose where it doesn't belong, even though they've reported to the system, and it was the system that iterated back to me. Now, somebody reported you for doing that, and we just proved they was doing it. So yeah, you're being attacked. That's messed up. We'll try to do what we can, but their system didn't work. It's corrupted. But anyways, the first people, which I call Abraham's company, that was there, been there for years, since like 2003, 2000 into 2002, all the way up till 2000 and, what was it, 2016. I know it was 15 at the minimum, because they was there when I left, and when the problem happened, because I was down at the other house, 2015. Anyways, they was laughing. They had a lot of situations there, strong arm type of verbalation, even though they was more friendly than these guys. But basically, mental retardation calling, schizo, participation, community values. I've been blamed, sabotaged, called all kinds of names, associated with child molester, which the cops got involved and told the people, quite a few people, and I've used that instant with everybody, that the cops straight up told somebody else, if you don't have a reason, and even if you did, it would be illegal. But, you know, in the predicament we got here, you don't even have a reason to. There's nothing he's committed a crime with that you're trying to say. You're just in here fucking with him. Excuse the lingo. So, at least some police action on that, on my benefit, whatnot. But, with that being said, yeah, a lot of corruption. Most of the time it doesn't work that way, but electronic jamming, for sure. They've also associated, there's sharing of these devices and everything else, and the ability to do so. They jammed a USB Ethernet type of situation, and whatnot. Yeah, USB device. It started to squelch. Related though, the shop owner here is Italian, as far as I know, by paperwork, by last name. The guy living next door on the same street here, he's Italian. A lot of mixed up shit. I don't know. These guys' body lingo ain't working right sometimes. Even though friendly, yeah, I've tried to be friendly or mouth off with some shit. I won't even say mouth off, but say out loud myself some stuff that would maybe lessen the situation. But they're in here like schizic. Am I a fucking schizic moron? How do you know that? You just picking? You picking to the point I walk out there and fucking pop your ass? Same thing, you've threatened me, you gonna get killed, you know what's already happened to you, you know all the assaults, all the rest of shit. Crazy. Hey, little buddy, you know how fucking old I am? I'm not your little buddy. Mental retardation, insinuation, mental retardation, or mental illness, aggravating and controlling, sobrietating, illegally. Guarantee if I got the correct law involved, not some corrupt officer working, because I've had that happen and had to turn that into internal affairs, but I don't know. They came out and was like, hey, what's up? So, hey, you need to quit fucking talking shit, dude. But I'm like, huh. Internal affairs got involved with police work because there's corruption going on. And I'm like, God dang. It's pretty bad out here. But they've stalked, they've followed. I'm dragging some of this out because they're standing right there. They can probably, I'm afraid they can hear me, but I'm behind a door across the street. But yeah, some antics is 1 minute, what? Like police work and the way people live. What? They can't hear you. I was across the street. What kind of street is that? I bet you I sit the fucking camera down right here, you could hear some of the stuff that they're doing. And it's low-tone stuff, it doesn't matter. The iteration of them doing it is doing it. These guys have hardcore physicality, don't be punking shit and we won't punk you back. Nah, you walked in the door like some other neighbors. I don't even freaking know you. You know more about me than I know of you, and how is that? Outright. I don't give a frick who told you. Then you're in here brown-nosing or sticking your nose up my ass. But anyways, acting like, nah, it's normal, natural, creating a psychological dilemma, basically torts and everything else, but psychological dilemma, you're retarded, that's the reason why you don't know. What? Because somebody told you about me that shouldn't have, backstabbing or not, you know more about me, utilizing that as leverage, and then trying to utilize it. I'm mentally retarded because I don't know shit about you, and that's the way things work. Okay. A lot of bull stuff with the system not working correctly or not enforcing, but also iterating the positive information of, no, that's wrong, it should be taken care of like this and that, and then not be taken care of right. But anyways, back to electronic jamming. I did a video earlier today about the same shit. Just a whole lot of out of them guys and a lot of finger pointing, depending on what situation's going on at the same time. I was told in New York City by the police or by a bunch of certain amount of people, they did this number, and that was talking about the house right here that I'm in. This number, it's not one person. They've already identified a whole slew of people, literally, around me. Not just, around me, it's this guy, that guy, literally in a circle around me. Front, back, side to side. All the way around, and also other shit. And, hey, buddy, don't be pointing your fingers out over here. Nobody's out there, but I could hear them. Utilizing either fucking LRAD or whatnot. The phone didn't hear it, so that's almost half impossible, but half not. They've gotten this shit down pretty damn good. So, they want to play around with pointing the fingers. Hey, don't verbally point at me. Don't create escalation. Don't agitate. Don't call names. Hey, schizo, how do you know I was talking about you being schizo? I was talking about my buddy. Huh, kind of strange that fucking same slang's all over the place with other cops, other cities, and other police fucking looking into it. It's just a coincidence? You trying to help smooth over shit? You'll get your ass fucked up for psychologically assaulting me. I'm tired of not standing grounds and being called a fucking pussy, and while they're steroid inflaming themselves up on drugs and everything else, and power and everything else, you're just a pussy. Who gives a shit? Yeah, well, hey, 1 minute I'm not a pussy, you're afraid of me telling the cops I'm a danger to you, trying to report me, sabotaging me, trying to get me in trouble, and then the next minute, oh, I'm just your pussy. Huh. Anyways. Open the door on that one to see what the fuck I just heard out there. Excuse the lingo, I'm starting to pop a little bit because of aggravation of electronic jamming. What you gonna do? And I know it's happening, I just need the oscillator, which is gonna cost me money to get. Especially being poorer than they are. They work a job, I can't. Put it that way. And some of that is also, and the system, some of the reason why I'm the way that I am and living the way that I am, the system already knows that. They're acting like, well, you better go tell. It's already been told. That's the difference. Well, we'll tell you how that works. You're not the fucking system. You don't need to be telling me how the system works when the system's involved saying no, even though I have to take the ground stance. But even some of the system, it's all mixed up because you got police. When I'm talking about system of psychiatric or psychological or other type of government systems working, and even just the local police being corrupt, that's not a part of the system that I'm talking about that understands. Even though some of them do, but some of that stuff's private. Even they shouldn't understand my situation. So situations that nagging, hey buddy, oh my god, there's really, you wasn't living here a month and a half. A lot of them pop already. Somebody's already informed them of what to do, already characteristics, traits, enactments. A lot of people guarantee that they're all associated by one family member or friends. They're connected from the past. And then playing, hey, what, I don't have the right to refer my friends to come rent an apartment or a place around you? Whatever it is. Well, okay, let's go ahead and step out of the box again. I'm not talking about the house that I'm in either. Let's go on trips across the country that I've made and they've been there. And when I mean they, are you sure it's just some people giving you a problem? Or you're positive it's them and they connected directly, the people that you're accusing? I'm 100% sure it's the people that I'm accusing. I didn't have to be questionalized for it to a point, taking my word for my truth without being ridiculed of what it is. And even the system understood, look, align this, align that, align this. Look, I'm not the one lying, now they're lying, so what? If I have something to say at me, seem a little off the wall, but give me some damn sympathy and comprehension there of what I'm doing, and they kind of sort of alleviate it because there's also a lawyer involved. Anyways, and alleviated, well, we found them perjurizing, so technically we can't hold this against you, or we can't ridicule you for this information. But I'll allow you to know that they was perjurizing of this situation, or talk about this situation and that situation, to figure out what's going on. On top, it'll offer me protection to know the type of sabotage shit that they're doing. That's sabotaging somebody. That's lying and systematically assault. And those ain't my words. That's the system's words handing them back to me. Systematical assault. Trying to get me in trouble on whatever they can do. And thrill themselves off of it. Hey buddy, you wanna play Godfather? Yo dude, what up? Dope addicts, while also professing that they're undercover law enforcement investigators. They got the rights to do this shit. Well, it's time to get somebody in, because technically I've called here to show drug use or try to see what can happen. And this city is messed up. It's also city development. The guy that owned that building across the street was a city engineer back in the 70s, maybe the 80s. Had city-wide connections while I'm having problems myself. Utilized me as the pawn-off boy. He was homosexual, only rents to homosexual people. One of the situations that is erected, but it has to be put together, and I'm not down on homosexuals or trying to belittle them. Even people in New York City understood. I am being basically on top of a bunch of other stuff, a bunch of homosexuals trying to utilize and take advantage of myself, trying to utilize me to enforce their rights, get me in trouble, and then act like I'm a criminal and try to act with gay rights that they got a right to stand there, do whatever. It's hard to explain, but just utilizing me as a weapon, and haha. Well, technically that, if it's proven, it's organized systematical assault. But the things that they're doing is organized crime. It's organizational, homosexual organized crime. And that was talked about. It was dubbed in New York City. A bunch of people talking, trying to iterate. And the way I'll explain that doesn't seem right, but hey, don't give a damn. There's people that walk up every day and try to insinuate, hey, your shoe's untied, or hey, you know, I've seen something, or those guys are giving you a problem. It's the same type of thing of, hey, those guys that are giving you a problem is starting to seem like it's homosexual, if not is homosexual organized crime. A lot of that stuff can be tied in together. Too much homosexualism involved in the people that are attacking me being associated homosexually. Either themselves or family members. And a lot of them, it is themselves and family members. It's just too much. But that being said, there goes one of the points. City developer engineer, there's also, I can't get in too deep into the stories. It would take too long. But there has been citywide stuff. A lot of other people, when I get out and about, when I finally resolve this stuff and I come out with the proof, I guarantee that it's going to work out, that I've been citywide assaulted here in Columbus, Ohio. And by administrative type of situation, systematical corruption and assault, misconduct, big whip-de-doo, I told you the wrong information, get over it. Happens all the time. Nah, I tell you the truth, that wrong information led into more stuff happening when you knew it would happen. It's basically like human trafficking type of leverage too, where they take a sex crime victim, or even just a victim that they want to traffic and intimidate. It doesn't have to be sexually related, and intimidate them and psychologically tort, assault, and everything else. Misrelay information and all the rest of stuff. Looking into human trafficking, it was said somebody was trying to attempt basically just that, which would be homosexual human trafficking. It's not. It's crazy. I shouldn't have to put it that way, is what I've been told by the system. Because you think, hey, I'm making things up, I should go talk to somebody. They don't understand I did. You damn retards. Oh, well, whatever, dude. We got power too. I'm certified, not employed psychologist. I'm this. I studied all this stuff. I bet you this. Nothing but threats of intelligence, intellect, and challengement. Systematical challengement and everything else. Another time of day, but this time, once again, before I started this video, as the computer jammed itself up, the program faulted out, and there is a certain amount of sound waves that were around my head at the same time. So, with that being said, boom, it happened again, the same iterations. Those people that iterated that way back in 2015 is when that happened, the incident. I probably even have a video of that day of it happening. Because I do daily videos, usually, or what I say, daily diary videos, journals, notes, and everything else. Anyways, and don't take that complete 100% rock solid. I've went a couple of days here and there without doing videos. There's one time that it was amazing, and it was also understood. It seems like somebody might be trying to persuade me not to do it, so they can't. I don't have a good track record with it, but I went 5 or 6 days without doing a video, and then I picked back up on it to at least once every 3 days of doing something. Anything. If it ain't a complaint, just filling in the days. But a lot of times, going over top of complaints, anything and everything, to where it may add up in the future. If not, hey, I got 5-6 years worth of videos. Some stashed on hard drive, some stashed which has data theft, electronic jamming, failure. Some stashed online, online storage, but paying that off is getting handsome to a point. I mean, it is and it ain't. Really, it ain't, because I can come up with, it's only $13 a month per se. Soon I'm going to try to figure out if I can't just have somebody help me pay that off, just to keep, for my own mind's sake. It doesn't help anything but myself, to see if anybody wants to offer up the help for $13 a month. So if anything ever comes unstable with myself and I lose it all, or something to the effect, or whatever, that $13 will always be there. Now, of course, there's annual memberships and all that. So I was thinking about paying that off like that. But at the same time, it's still, I'm starting to come up with an advised plan for myself to also save that money. Even if I'm saving an extra $10 a month to pay off later on, holding off on that way it gives me a whole year. Anything falls out from underneath my feet, I still got access to the 600 gigabytes plus data, and there's more than that. There's over a couple of terabytes of data, but online storage is going up 600, 700, 800 gigabytes. So anyways, that's not what this video was for, and I do want to make an example that I'm not just running video time and rambling and stuff like that, but to fill in an ideology of what I'm doing, a conception and plan, and some of the plan, which stalking.org had, if I was correct, is what it is. I utilize that as like a .com help site. It did have, and then now some of the information's moved around, but basically even the sheriff's department, when I have a video on the site, targetofunlawfulacts.com, it explains, and these are good officers, good detectives, not just sheriffs. A couple of people that's worked administrative, I think maybe a judge or a district attorney or a prosecutor or some stuff like that, finding that somebody was utilizing citywide loopholes or something, something that had, it may not be 100% right, that might have been some other situation, but the video itself is good, stable. It's very, very, very good stuff. And they tell you to log your stuff, write it down. Somebody stalking you, time, date, parents, everything. With electronic jamming, time, date, what happened, what program stalled out, what this, what that. And there's somebody walking over there, just all of a sudden came out of the bin over there. So it's kind of wacky shit that they be doing. Who knows if he's holding a jammer over there, or he's present on the property trying to play that type of stuff. You're a danger to the community. I am protecting my property by being here, holding off what I need, some shit like that. I'll get into that later, but for criminal charges, if I was already locked up and talking about it, don't you think I would come out and say, well, hell, I've been in trouble for this, I've been in trouble and convicted of that, and I'd be honest with it, because you could figure it out anyhow. It's called a background check, no different than what these other people are basically apparently trying to enact that they've already done. But with that being done, I wouldn't lie. So no criminal acts for them right now in the system for them to prosecute, for them to hold me any way that they're trying to. But cool. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, annual subscription for the storage. I have this and that. Just plans and everything else. Maybe it could help somebody else out. My rambling, the way that I talk, I just had most of my upper teeth pulled out about 5 months ago. It's been difficult to talk and breathe. That was due to basically past poisonings and stuff like that, and it leading up to complete what was supposed to have been total tooth decay. And I find out my roots are good. The dentist lied, and they was in there basically messing around with my doctor care again, which there's other people sitting right there going to tell you the same damn thing. You bring an average stranger in, no matter what the situation is there something different and wrong? Is there somebody ain't even just different for himself, not being stable? Is there somebody else present causing any type of influence, even if it's not a problem and it is positive? Is there something attached? Somebody else recognizing he's here and here for just him or for the situation of him being here? And they would tell you yes. You yourself, if you ever watched this video and wanted to try it without giving that opportunity in a bad, wrong way and giving up my rights, saying, hey, I'm a victim, but really I'm not because I told someone to do it. But anyways, type of dumb stuff the system might come up with. But without being said, like, if you'd like to try it, you can come in and it wouldn't matter. Either a doctor's appointment, hospital appointment, going down to the local store, no matter what it is. But even, you want to get into more depth stuff like medical care, police department work, talking to the feds, going to the SSA to get a social security card or to get information, going to the birth certificate record place if it ain't the SSA, going a certain amount of government places, places that you think is highly secure and private. Other situations that make the electronic jamming situation is that my word and me understanding it, and I have no actual paper proof, electronic proof, something's tangible proof, just mind knowing that it's happening. We'll put it this way. I had a security system in here, and it's been 5 years ago. The company that had the security system could not tell, and they said they could tell the technical problems that it was. Something had to have been interfering with it that they could not tell technically what it was. Something has basically breached the system. Breached, huh? A security system keeping my house was supposed to have the feeling of safety is safe, and it's been breached. And that doesn't, and on top, that type of breach doesn't happen often. Hacking of the actual software, the device, the cellular service, and all the rest of stuff, it's not normal. Technical malfunctions, maybe attempt breach by blocking a sensor with another magnet type of situation, but nothing that is not around the house but is external and being utilized externally is the way that it would have to be. Or somebody's been on the premises while I didn't see them and installed something type of situation. So anyways, I'm going to end this video. It's been a lot of rambling, but there goes some of the background of what just happened. A daily situation, and boom. Here are the shout outs. Oh, I bet you this, I bet you that. There's a computer system the cops have. Police work, and it was online. They listed a bunch of products what the government had to utilize 10 years ago. And then they took, I don't know if they took them offline or not, but I think it's harder for me to find it. I didn't save the info, couldn't. Back then I was in the process of moving around too much to be able to hold on to anything. There's a computer system that can tap other computer systems, which sounds stupid to me saying because everybody already knows it, but this computer system is wireless. It can attach to a computer sitting right next to the person, even if it's not online, and be able to screw with. It's basically a jamming device also. The computer is built to be a jamming device. It's preset. A hard drive and the way operating system files work is what I was understanding from how the thing works. All operating systems, say Windows 98, Windows, going way back, but it was even, I guess, maybe invented or even before then. But let's go to Windows 10. Windows back when it was happening. Windows 7, I think it was. Windows 7 and above, even XP. All operating systems have the same system type of database written to the hard drive, and they will write to every hard drive exactly the same. Every time, every single time. Those blocks have identification numbers, and the jamming device that's jamming the hard drive or the device, USB, but we'll go with hard drive, can exactly jam that exact block. They can also iterate information in between the program for it to stop working, all the rest of the bullshit, stuff like that. So, labeled ID, that's how this device, this other computer system works, by jamming somebody else's situation. Sometimes you don't need the computer system. What if you don't want to have full access range to everything? You just want to impede the system. It could be simply as a push a pin that has the ability to interfere with hard drives around the area, if not target a certain, depending on the expense, targeting a certain computer, targeting that certain hard drive with an identification FCC ID, and being able to iterate just as a component to that system, attached to that system, causing the failure itself. A lot more high-tech than just a little bit of the high-tech, low-tech, that you can get a cellular jammer, you can get a GPS jammer, you can get some of this low-tech. That computer system was worth $5,000 to $10,000. There is a lower version and different types of versions of it, ranging from $1,200 to like $3,000. That's expensive for some people. For some people, it may not be. Think about it. Anyways, just rambling on about some of the things I know, or at least understood, and what was iterated to me to understand. There is detective shops type of situation, like in New York. There is quite a few in Colorado. There's quite a few across the United States. Most cities, I think they have them, but if not, probably the capital cities or major cities around you that have a lot of action, that they have electronic jammers. They have oscillators, though, to detect jamming, but not just jamming, to detect any device or electrical current around you or around the oscillator. Oscillators are expensive. They can range, I would say, $300, and that's not really much, all the way up to a whole crap load, 30, 40,000. A normal good oscillator that might be able to pick up a lot of any, and that'd be to include hidden cameras, microphones, infrared microphone, sabotaged listening, eavesdropping, all that good stuff. Between $1,500 is a smaller version, still not the best, but I'm going to put a $3,000 price tag on it. Just rambling into some of the devices and whatnot. That's the oscillator that'll help read the devices and currents around you. Just the oscillator itself. That will pick up cell phones. That picks up anything. It could even more than likely be a car battery if it has enough range type of situation. That's what an oscillator does. It's reading electrical signals and currents and waves. Stuff like that. It's a possibility you might even read your own bioenergetics, but that would take a whole harder, lot bigger device, at which point would be really nice, because you'd be able to tell if somebody else was intentionally bothering you, because it'd be a probability of a lie detector test type situation, which I've been looking into, of shielding. There are shields, DoD grade, different types. There's suits that range, and I was offered to only get the $500 suit. If I need any more than that, it needs to be investigated. $500 suit that is shielded is for normal, everyday, well, not everyday wear, but if you got something on you that you want to protect and you don't know who, or just a spontaneous attack, somebody just being around trying to gather anybody's data, that'll protect you. And not just data, that'll protect you from the situation. $500. If the suits go up high dollar to where it's DoD graded, freaking not even movie related James Bond, that's a bad deal to always put into a government situation, because it's a non-existing character, it's non-existing government operative and all the rest. But anyways, but yeah, the DoD grade. Now that you can get mesh itself to build a cage or whatnot, there's different meshes, and some of them's real cheap for a low grade cage. Me, I wanted to do almost a whole house. Even a small house that I got to do a mesh is probably about $16,000 plus, just to do the walls. And I mean, it's a small place. But not to get off too wanting off here, but to make a suit, or to be able to, maybe if you're thinking that you're getting, your body's taking the influence rather than your devices is, to be able to utilize this mesh to block and radiant, like block away a lot of different things. But of course, yes, if they're using something highly powerful, it may be able to cut through it. It depends. You have to just look at the grade. Oh, what I was going to say is the feet. Low grade stuff you can get, I won't put a positive to it, but say like 38 cents. High grade stuff, say per feet, is $5 a foot, $10, $20 a foot. You're looking at tons of cost way above. Anyways, I know I rambled into that and I was getting into some of the giddy stuff. If there is a biogenetic reader like an osculator, I won't even say if, there is some things that can be detected, that they would be able to detect another person around you trying to be bad influence or trying to utilize non-communicative, agitating type of situations. Besides sonic microphones posted to the side of a police car, which I've already had, and they helped investigate people talking from inside their houses as I'm walking by, and then making it out that I'm hearing voices. The police pit microphones, but they're supersonic. This microphone could hear way past the building that the circle I'm showing you. Way past that. Way past that. And it could pick it up like if a pin dropped. Especially being programmed with the electronic device right there. Anyways, with that being said, that was in Colorado. And my situation was proven correctly. Tons of associated people. Why wasn't it handled completely associated rightfully? What I feel is where I had paperwork behind it. But anyways, not just one house, not a couple of houses, a whole ring, a whole group, a whole organizational situation. While on top, the system was degrading me for having problems and trying to blame me corruptly with other connections and even just misrepresentatively not doing their job right, blaming me that it's my fault and it wasn't. Now I got to get that power back. Kind of hard to get that power back when everybody and their mothers pointed to this city here and the people from this city being a big part of the organized crime, assaults, and everything else. The whole part of the situation. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and that'll be the end of that. Sorry about the rambling at the end, but hopefully what I'm going to put that is plan, prove, and look into some things. It's expensive, but I'm also trying to maybe look into who can help pay for the expense or who has already developed the plan themselves and get involved with them. So if we can't even do that, just whatever works and whatever I can come up with at first. My stories are good. My information seems to be okay. I won't always say back 100% because I've been handed wrongful information, which hurts a hell of a lot, especially when you're standing there trying to say, hey, this is what I was told and that's why I'm standing this way, and it was by a reliable source, and by labeling them a reliable source because it was law enforcement. Well, law enforcement, no, they lied to you. That's misconduction or whatever, but so what? It's still a lie. It doesn't stand. That's your fault and their fault for you not checking into it and for somebody misguiding you, but you have to accept that. Sometimes that's not right either. You just have to have somebody that knows 100% what it is. Lawyers and all the rest. But anyways, so my stories are good for what I've been through, what I've been told. The information, I won't always say 100%, but I will say is at least reliable. And maybe somebody gets a gist off of later on of what I've been through and what they could get represented with without being deterred. The video for stalking that was done by the sheriffs, the district attorney or whatever they was, a slew of different cops and people across America, they talk about the same thing or into an ideal of certain amount of same things of trying to help because there's people that are in the system that don't want to deal with the problem and end up trying to bypass it or wrongfully doing the person who's reporting the situation and they don't know what to do. Or even the counties, the cities, not representing because there's no laws for it, but these guys will and at least try to give you a basic step towards getting it either legalized or getting representation, even if it means stepping outside the area that you're in. But I don't know the type of situation everybody's in because mine's as bad as just probably as the worstest person out there. There's major stories I can relate and back that with, and other people in another city, public TV, They went on public TV and challenged the system. The system threatened. They was getting death threats by people that was trying to run the city. Not just mobsters, literally city workers, you know, like engineers or whoever we just wanted to say, my say so goes. But, they won though. And I was a part of that, or at least they tried to help me to the point, because somebody was deflecting me having the proper representation. I don't have a right to have that type of representation, my ass. And these people stepped out. His case is worse than ours, because you do this shit to him daily. Some of the people that's targeting us is directly related to him from Columbus, Ohio, so, and your city's in here allowing that shit to happen type of situation. Not 100%, but it has a whole ideal to it of exactly how that worked. So, I'm going to go ahead and press stop on this video. A lot of rambling. But at the same time, the first part of the video is beneficial and log for myself, and to show that what I'm doing, which I didn't have to stick it in their face, but technically I wanted to see who it was. I mean, that's not sticking it in the face if you're trying to identify somebody and you don't do the video of that somebody. At which point I also had problems in the past because I started that my damn self, and they was jamming the cell phone to the point it wouldn't work, and they've started that again. But to where I couldn't do video, the videos came out corrupted, or the video would be on screen, but when you go to play back the video, it'd basically be corrupted with audio or dubbed over. There's so many different stories because I've had data theft and dub overs of files. And for myself, am I thinking that, or I was told that by somebody else that basically would be illegally taking my files also, but they was doing it in a friendly way to analyze what these other people were doing in an unfriendly, bad way. And they was dubbing over files, erasing their tracks in those files, erasing the social attributes of them being present. So I didn't have an ability to take that in for proof and saying, see, this is what's happening. This, even just an audio recorder, you can hear that yell out. You can hear the abnormality of what is. If I took this recorder right now at the split second we're talking and dropped it in the cities that I was recording in, would it be the same, or is there something extra there type of situation? And it was already proven. There's more, and there is more than extra there happening. So, I'm going to go ahead and end the video at that note. Sorry about the long conversation of nothings, but at the same time, hey, I'm out here. I'm going to start getting some things ready. Visit targetofunlawfulacts.com. I don't know what to put up there. I'm not professional, but I'm putting up some. There's other relations of other people. There's if I can post their information or post links to their websites, their situations, all that good stuff, to show I'm not the only one, you're not the only one. There's people that's gotten help out there. There's people that's still applying for help out there, trying to put together some friendships and connectivities. I'm very hard to connect to. Very hard. I've been sick. I've been very sick, and I don't want to get into stories on this video. Not just mentally per se sick, device jamming, electronical interference. It goes all the way up to the chaotic, crazy stuff people say are crazy, but I've always pulled out, just like what happened in Cuba. All this ridiculement, guess what? I was able to knock the crap out of the situation for a bit sometime, if not still utilize it to this day, of being off the wall, weird, and all the rest. You got government agents that made the same complaints. They are our government. They are the intelligence behind our government. And they are now saying that they've been affected. So, you don't tell me because I'm just a civilian I don't have the same right to stand the same way. I'm going to go ahead and press stop on this video though. Peace, y'all. Thank you for listening. I'll make more videos later. Probably a lot of rambling at first. If not me just rambling about situations and seeing what people's comments have to say. But, yeah, that's that. Hopefully the website works out the information. I can't say hopefully, but information and the leads, the information that I get is there. Some of it's even legal. Illegal implanting being denied, banned in certain states and cities. Being put through legislation in those cities or some stuff like that. And actually, where doctors are not allowed to leave anything in behind in the body, accidentally or not, or it is misconduction, corruption, and illegally tampering and implanting a human being. So, not to get into implanting right now and other shit, but they ain't allowed to leave behind anything that is not approved And there's so many technical terms to it, because a lot of things you couldn't even talk about it being approvable because it's not. But it's a lot of cities, a lot of this country, the U.S., does not have regulatory situations to regulate that stuff. So anybody could alterate, mess with, and oh well, get away with it, because hey, what laws and what situations does it fall under? But these other places, if you look into it, I have the information on my website. If not, I'll be able to get it back to you, because it's in my favorite folders of the bans on different cities, different counties, different states, some of it, of illegally implanting people, even if it's employees with microchips, all the way to operations going bad and leaving behind a piece of a scissor, a piece of a needle that could electronically conduct any type of signaling. Even if it's just a metal stent that's causing, it doesn't matter what it is. That's only on certain of them. That's not everywhere. Like I said, there's multitudes of different these things going through. They're all written up differently, but it's all about banning of implanting type of situation, messing around with somebody, messing around psychologically or physically. Anyways, have a good day. I'm out of here. Peace.